Girl code, girl trips, and as usual, a lot of drama. We're talking WAGS Miami, Season 1, Episode 3. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We didn't necessarily see a fight. Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome. We're talking WAGS Miami, Episode 3, Girl Code. I'm your host, Heather Yerrid. You can find me on Twitter at Heather Yerrid. And to my left, my two lovely co-hosts.
Hello, guys. You guys know me, Domonique Price. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DominiqueP_ESQ.
I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jennifer Leone TV.
Guys, we are super excited. We have a special guest this evening. You guys all know her as the most lovely, the #1 favorite, or at least she's my favorite, okay? Miss Darnell Nicole. Darnell, thanks so much for joining us this evening.
No, thank you for having me. I am so excited. You know, the first time I saw you guys' show when we were on, is when we were on like our second plane heading to Croatia, and I'm like, what is this? so as soon as we got back Sunday night, I watched you guys again, and I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I love them.
We love you.
We try. So did you say Croatia? What's going on in Croatia?
Oh, nothing. Did I say that out loud?
You did.
It's okay, but we won't tell nobody but the live chat.
Yeah, no one's listening. This is just an intimate conversation.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it first here on AFTERBUZZ TV.
Something's happening in Croatia, you guys. A little birdie told us.
Fun.
Yeah, we see lots of girl fun on this week's episode that aired yesterday, Girl Code. I want to get right to it.
Man.
So we have the girls trip, and it looks like there's some drama going on with Claudia. So I'm curious. I have to ask before I jump into another thing. What was your relationship with Claudia before the show?
My relationship, we just knew each other around the way. It wasn't, we weren't BFFs. It was nothing like that. But you know, whenever the guys, they have special events and stuff like that for the football players or whatever, so we'd always bump into each other. But we never had a serious friendship before this.
Gotcha. I kind of could tell that a little bit when we were watching, but I wasn't sure. I wanted to get that cleared up before focusing on you, because you're the greatest, and that's what we want to do. So I have a question. Yes. We had someone on our live chat last week who said something that I personally am not believing, but I have to be very direct and ask.
No, I went off a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I already watched the show. Don't be asking me nothing.
So you know what we're about to ask.
Yeah, I know what you're about to ask. And, so, did y'all watch that game yesterday?
Don't make me spit my drink out on this mic.
The wrong after show.
Wait, no, because I was sitting here waiting for my invitation in the mail. So am I not getting an invitation to this wedding?
I don't know. You gotta wait and see.
No. Wait and see.
I'm
about to lay on this ground and cry.
That's all right. That's all right, girls. Let Darnell have her space. Obviously, I'm sure she's being flooded right now with everybody.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure your DM is popping.
Yes. And speaking of things popping, you know, we're curious here at AfterBuzz. You decided to go on this show. Life before the show must have been different. What was it that made you say, okay, let's rock? I'm going to be on TV, WAGS Miami.
Okay, well, I'd actually, a few years ago, I got approached by a few shows before, and I always declined. Well, last year, I actually got approached by WAGS when I was living at the townhouse down the street. And yes, girl, I did stay right down the street. Yes, I wanted I wanted the baby to stay at her school because it's an excellent school, and two, I wanted her to stay around her father. I wanted to make sure that their relationship was close-knit regardless of what we were going through. But
oh, absolutely. That makes so much sense.
Can I applaud you right there for that? There are so many moms who use their children as a pawn, and I think that's one of the things that I mentioned on our episode last week, that you don't see too many women that will step up and make the decision that regardless of what mom and dad are going through, I'm going to make sure that our kid is at the forefront. And I thought that was really big of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you, Dominique. So that was, girl, that was the lowest point I've been at, in a very long time. So I was at a really low place. I was just scared, and I felt alone. I'm out here, I'm away from my family. I didn't really have any money. So I got approached by WAGS, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll try out. I'll audition for it. And they loved me, and soon after he came to me and wanted to start going to counseling and wanted to fix our family. And eventually I relented, but girl, it's just, it's hard because I think, once the process actually started, he really didn't take to it. And I get that, and I get why a lot of guys wouldn't. At the same time, I promised myself that I would never go back to the place I was last year. Right. I would never allow myself to get there. So, I could not pass up an opportunity, regardless if I was engaged or not. I mean, a date wasn't set. So, I had to do what I had to do. So
wonderful. So is it something that, looking back right now, that you're thankful for? Going on the show?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, it's terrifying. It is. It's really scary to just put your whole life out there like that. But there's nothing more terrifying than, being by yourself with a child away from your family and not, really sure how you're going to make things work, because I was sitting there last year and I'm like, how did this happen? I've been working since I was 15. Before I moved here to be with him, I was a playwright. I wrote and sold plays, and I was doing very well for myself. I didn't get how, I could allow myself to get to this place. So with that being said, I just, I took it and I learned from it, and, I decided that this is something that I have to do regardless.
I mean, you are a class act.
Seriously. I'm sitting here can I clap?
Yes.
Can I wave something?
Yes.
I just think you're so inspiring.
Yeah,
and I'm waiting for the TV show and the movie to come out later, and maybe a few books. Because I think you have a really amazing story, and I think a lot of women can resonate. So as a playwright, I'm going to need for you to get on top of that. Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm ready. Let me know.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much.
So would you say that when it comes to all the girls on the show, that your bestie, your girlfriend from another mother is Ashley? Was that your fave? Because that's what it looks like to us, that you and Ashley are super tight.
Yeah. We live one block away from each other. And our kids are the same age. They go to the same school. And Phil was here. He played for the Dolphins, so we got really close. So, yeah, our lives are completely intertwined with each other.
Amazing. And it was interesting. You said earlier about casting, that they casted you, you had to audition and so forth. So you clearly were the lead. They brought you in as the queen. Yeah. Did you bring everyone else in? What did that look like, the casting situation?
I think everyone kind of put in names. I think they really reached out to most of us on social media, but we all knew each other. I mean, Miami is really tiny. And, if you're with an athlete, you're going to run into other girls that are with athletes, and that's just how it happens.
Same circle.
So I have to ask, having done a reality show, I feel like what you see on TV isn't always the true story. Do you feel like everything that we're seeing is being told correctly? Do you feel like there's some pieces that kind of are left out where we may not understand the full story in the few episodes that we've seen thus far?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. And especially, that episode last night, I was like, see, hold on, wait a minute, because so much was left out, and you can tell, obviously, when we're in the hair salon, I'm obviously pissed.
Yeah.
Right.
And at dinner, when Astrid is coming, I'm obviously pissed. They didn't show why I was pissed. I don't know, why they chose to show what they did show, but I mean, we were out there for a long time. So a lot more happened. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll wait for the book.
So do you feel like you're being portrayed correctly in like this past episode?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just checking on that.
Yeah. So far, I am in, and watching the episode yesterday, I don't know. It's like I don't feel I was portrayed accurately in yesterday's episode, just because I know the backstory. I know what was said to me. I know what I came back with. I know that I was running my mouth on that beach, and it's just hilarious. I'm watching myself sit there like, girl, I'm playing with the sand, and I'm like shooing bugs away and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? What happened? What happened to all the footage? But,
No, right.
I'm not the editor, so you gotta rock with it. I signed up for it,
Yeah, I'm curious, right? So you said something very specific that I talk about with a lot of the women I coach, right? Darnell, as a mother, some people really, what we see Claudia do in this episode is she takes the parent role per se, and we can see that she's turned it into her identity, which isn't very healthy. When that happens, we see exaggerations. We see someone literally personifying that and having this grandiose type of aura, which clearly you all saw. I mean, what is your message to women out there, or women dealing with other moms like that, or that dynamic of being a mother and staying yourself? Because it was great to see you all be like, we can go away for a day and have fun. That still means that we're good mothers. Like, what's your message out there for that in regards to separating it per se?
Honestly, whenever it comes to that, I would just say, just to analyze yourself, look within and try to figure out why it is you feel the need to do that. Now, Claudia is not a bad person at all. She's actually the sweetest girl. She really is. I understand how her and Ashley's beef, I get it. I get why there's tension there. There's so much I want to say that I don't want to give,
I was about to ask.
Storyline away. Yeah. But there's just a lot there. And then, girl, I don't even know if I'm going to give the storyline away, because I don't know what they're going to show.
Right. You just don't know what stories they're going to run with.
I don't. I really don't know. But, yeah, I have to be really careful with my words there. But, yeah, I would definitely say I'm a mother first. But, I'm a woman as well. There's just a lot of different aspects to me, and I'll never just box myself up into just one category.
That's amazing.
And try to push that out on everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and speaking of it, the Ashley-Claudia feud, we can all see it's there. Where is it coming from?
Yeah, to elaborate a little bit, it doesn't seem like it's just what we've seen thus far on the show, and that it may be some backstory to that they haven't shown.
I mean, no, it's not really the backstory. It's just that, you know what? Some people just don't vibe. Some people just, and as hard as you try, you'll always look at the other girl and remember what they did to you. And I think that both of them kind of are holding on to, how it all started, and not really feeling like they got what they wanted from the other person. And I think it's just that. I just don't think that they vibe together. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get them, right and on the same page.
Yeah. Now, when you say how it all started, do you mean like when they initially butted heads in the first episode?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Just checking.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
It did happen that way.
Yeah, and you can see the difference. We see you and Ashley talk about, listen, if she wants to roll with us, if she wants to continue being in this group, she's got to be comfortable having herself said. She's got to be her, not trying to mask her past, because you guys are open books.
Yeah.
So Are we going to see that?
And I think that was more so Ashley's problem with it. Mine was the fact that I feel like sometimes she's really defensive. Now, I don't know what Claudia has been through, and I told her that before. I feel like she must have gone through something because I can see how defensive she gets, you know, in small situations. When we were on the beach, you know, I did start a conversation with her and very calmly was, you know, telling her about some things that I felt. And I felt like she hit me with a very low blow, and that's how we started going back and forth. But of course, you don't see any of that. And again, she's not a bad person. I just feel like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I don't know.
Do you think that Claudia's being protected on the show?
I'm sorry?
Like, do you think that everyone's being fairly portrayed, or do you think that people are picking favorites on the other side?
You think people like what? Like the fans?
Like editors, producers, that type of thing. Because if she's
well, I don't know. I got my own theory, but I can't tell you.
Okay. Darnell, what would you say is the best part about the show for you?
The best part about the show is getting the opportunities that I've always wanted to have, and I didn't have to I didn't have to do the casting couch. It's funny being in this industry because, you know, I was an actress as well, writing, like doing all of these things, and, you know, you'll get an open door, and I'm one of those people who I don't care who you are. If you're trying to ask me, like, you know, to do something for a job, then you're going to get the finger. So
good for you.
So I've had a lot of doors, you know, slammed shut in my face. And I mean, I just think this is the most amazing thing because, you know, I've been fighting to get in for years, and to be able to do it and, you know, not have to compromise myself. And I just feel like it was a blessing.
I think that's amazing. I think this is an amazing platform for you not to only grow your own audience outside of WAGS, but we've seen so far that Claudia's kind of struggling with getting back into work and wanting to get back into modeling. So I, of course, have to ask, you've kind of alluded to being an actress and being a playwright, which I think is awesome. Outside of WAGS, what is it that you're necessarily looking to do, like as far as like next steps within your own career?
Right, yeah, well, I'm actually designing a line right now, and it will be directed mostly for tall girls, but I'm not going to leave
I'm 5'11", so I just had to put my hand up for you right there.
What?
I am 5'11", and so clothes has always been an issue.
Yes, I know, and I'm 5'9", and so I've always dreamed of, like, just having a maxi dress that will hit the ground and jeans that cover my ankles. Like, that's my thing. So I've been sketching for months. I'm working with the manufacturer now, and so hopefully by the end of the year it will be out and ready to go.
Congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Send me the link.
I know, girl. I got you.
Even though I'm 5 feet, I'll still take the link too, girl.
I'm 5 foot, so I'll be with Heather. And if you have
okay. I can just tie you a knot at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I tie knots and things to try to make it cute.
If only that was an issue I had.
Yeah. Darnell, so you intuitive, girl. You're also intuitive. That's a good thing. Wow. I was really glad to hear you share as far as the door closing thing. You know, I personally also have experienced, more so than successes, I've had the door slammed because I'm not compromising myself for opportunities. So keep talking about that too. I hide it in. Now that I hear you talk about it, that inspires me to kind of talk about it more as well, because it's good to know that it's happening to more people. So
it's definitely out there.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you so much, Darnell, for coming on the show. We were so excited and happy to have you.
I know. I'm excited. I'm so glad that you guys had me.
Yes, now I can officially start my campaign to get E to give you and Ashley your own show. So I'm excited to see you guys minus everybody else.
I know, we'll be cussing each other out the whole time.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we would love to try to have you back on, maybe even when you're out in La La Land soon.
Yes, please. Come back.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no, that'll be great. I'll be out there in a few weeks.
Okay, good. All right, well, have a wonderful evening, and stay tuned for the rest of the show.
You too.
Bye.
Wow.
I love her.
She is exactly what she is on the show.
Yeah.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we see it exactly how it is.
It was so funny because I loved how she was kind of very candid as she could be as far as the editing process, is because you live this world where you know what the conversations were, you know who's tipped who off first, but when it gets to the editing floor, it can be totally revamped into a totally different situation. You sit back and you watch and you're like, that's not why I'm mad. Like, that's not even how that situation played out, but your audience doesn't get to see it that way. So it's easy for you to get typecasted or to be put in a box that that's not how you originally put yourself out there. So I'm thankful that, so far she's getting a decent edit. To your point that you made about, are the editors maybe favoring
picking and choosing.
I think it definitely does happen. I know I've seen it firsthand on my own, and it's frustrating because it's like the fans deserve to see how this reality is being played out in real life.
I am
Air quotes on that, though.
I am just so happy that she came on for this episode, because I felt that there was something missing. I'm glad that you picked up on that and said something, because there was just way too much anger for nothing to be said, unless she's a crazy person, and that's kind of what they try to portray it as.
Well, we definitely see them typecasting Ashley. Ashley is coming raw, coming straight. Love that about her. And they edited to that this time around. She opened up a lot of doors and a lot of curiosity in myself, which I'm really excited to see what's going to come up next from her being on this show. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She is totally amazing.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Talk about amazing women. We're talking about girls, and girls code. Girl code.
This episode was really, really interesting. There's so much that took place, but I think it kind of all centered around like being respected in a group of other women. And I think it's really easy to just feel like you're either being attacked or people aren't seeing who you really are, or you're so like guarded because of other girl situations that you've been in, whether they've been catty or trying to get with your man, you aren't being authentically who you really are. And I think we've seen all of that.
Yeah.
Astrid really surprised me in this episode. I do now see why she's here. To me, she comes from money. This is what I'm picking up on. So she's already in this loop, even before the other women are. So tonight I said to myself, okay, she should be here. The lifestyle is hers, it has been hers, and she's already self-successful. She has her own swimsuit line. Her barbecue, amazing. Surprised at the people that she invited: Claudia, Darnell, Ashley. They all brought their dudes. So look at you, little clairvoyants too. You guys were like, oh, I hope we get to see some more of the men. So we get to see all of
by the
them.
way.
I was so excited.
I love that. And I love Julius Peppers just because Bears Chicago. So like I was just like, oh my gosh, I get to see an inside view on how they just kind of hang out.
Loved how we saw Astrid cooking with her family. That was amazing. Glad that still happens.
Their culture, their food. I thought that was really awesome.
100%. And then we see Philip, Rashad, and Julius talking about football and engagement. What did you all think of Rashad's face when Philip was like, put a ring on her finger, put me on the spot? I was like, uh-oh. I feel like that's typical dude talk.
I think that's totally typical dude talk. I more so, because I'm a sports fan, was more interested in their conversation about, being a vet and kind of just putting in your years and kind of hearing that dialogue. I thought was really interesting.
28. Rashad said, I only have 3 more years left until they start looking at me like I'm something different.
The football lifespan is really, really short. And I think that's what a lot of, young men understand when they go into the sport. And I think that's exactly what Rashad was like alluding to, is like, I know that come 30, 31, I'm going to be looked at differently because I can't run as fast. My body has taken more hits. I've had more concussions. And that's a real issue that they have to deal with. So when you have someone like Julius, who's been in the league for a considerable amount of time, which most football players, unless they're extremely elite, get the opportunity to play at. That's like amazing.
Yeah, he was really concerned about that. I was surprised. I also, again, was like, damn, no wonder people are always in such a rush with like society and being a certain age, that he was fearful. But I'm still saying he looked more fearful about putting the ring on Darnell's finger. Did anyone else see that?
I want to go back to the edit, and they could have taken a look from something else and put it there. I just want to let you guys know that that is a real thing.
Could have been.
Oh, it burns my feathers.
Ooh.
I definitely don't think Philip is putting a ring on Ashley's finger anytime soon from his language in this episode.
No, but if we remember the recap for the whole season after episode 1, we do see him tell the fellas in a later episode that he's asked for her dad's permission.
Oh, la, la. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, my notes was serious.
They all seem to get along. We see from Darnell, her coming on the show, that clearly not everybody was from the same crew before the show. The men, though, they always seem to get along in any show.
That's just men. I think men get over things faster. I think men are able to be friends without there being like this thing. And like I was saying earlier about women in big groups, I think it's harder for us to kind of just go with the flow and just be around each other.
Why is that? I don't believe in that. I can separate emotion from logic, which I think is the number one thing women have a hard time doing.
Yeah.
I also don't have a lot of girlfriends, not because of like, I don't like girls. No, I love women. I love beautiful women, and I love being around beautiful women. But I'm very raw. I come straight at it. I shoot from the hip. I do. And a lot of women don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen me. I think you and I are very similar personalities. Definitely a straight shooter. And I have 6 best friends. Like, not kind of friends, like rock solid. I will give you a kidney, need be. I will go to jail for you for life. Because some of you guys got kids, but like it's like I don't, and they're all beautiful, successful WAGs. Like I have like really dope friends, and we don't have this issue, but we see it all the time. Like girls are mean,
even from middle school. We see it starting in middle school. It happens.
I'm not
sure
Mean
what
Girls
it is.
was a hit for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
So now that since we're on this topic, I was gonna wait, but the girl code thing, right? So let's take sides. We see that reality of women being like, hold up, I'm not going to bring you around a man. So Astrid's theory is, if I'm in the car, this is girl code in her world. If I'm in the car, if I'm talking about a dude and I'm taking y'all with me, and I say I'm going to go talk to him or follow him back on Twitter, which I want to ask you guys about that in a little bit.
It's a whole nother story.
He's hands off. Hencha says, if you guys haven't been on a date, it's free game. What do you think?
I thought, again with editing though, because
forget about editing, girls.
Okay, without editing,
this is reality.
Yeah.
What are we seeing now, and what is it?
What is life really?
Well, in the editing though, what I was saying is his face, AJ's face, looked directly to Hencha, and they were talking like this, and his eyes were on her, so she was just kind of responding to what his energy gave off. I don't know though if Astrid had a different reality, but from what I saw, it seemed like they had something going on, and there wasn't a lot of chemistry with AJ and Astrid.
But what do you think in your life, right? When we're talking about girl code, do you believe if you and your girls are going out and you said, hey, I'm going to go see Jimmy's going to be at the bar, Hyde, whatever. Is it shout out Hyde? And I walk in, I'm with you in the car, and I walk in and I think Jimmy's hot, and you haven't been on a date with him, and I go up to him and I'm like, hey Jimmy, I'm Heather. Love your shirt. Girl code or not? What do you think?
Oh no, that's wrong.
I'm thinking you're the most horrible person ever.
That's stepping on someone's toes, and then you're being I don't even know the word for it. Just I don't know. That's
so
just
you
wrong.
think that's right. So your girl code
It's just
is your
morals.
team Astrid.
It's morals.
You team Astrid?
Absolutely, yeah.
I would have to agree. Here's my thing. From what we've seen in girl code in general, I feel like if a girlfriend lets you know that she's feeling somebody, regardless of if they've been on a date or who's followed who on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook for that matter, you have to let her fly first. And then if she doesn't get her wings and take off, then you might be able to swoop in with your nest. But what we seen here was Hencha was openly flirting with him while Astrid was still trying to like see if there was anything there. That to me was where she crossed the line.
Absolutely.
Now, had he have walked his tail over to where she was and began flirting with her first, then I would say, you know what? Chemistry is chemistry. He clearly had something more with Hencha. But Hencha was making very straightforward passes.
Thanks for signing my ball.
Right? And I was
my
like,
dirty ball.
Wow. Well, y'all must have some really loyal friends. I can't tell you how many times, because I don't casually date. I don't have casual sex. I'm about 9 months strong here right now. And
in a relationship?
No, with celibate, nothing.
2 years.
No dating, no. Oh my God, I love you. Every time I say something along those lines, people are like, oh, I can't believe this. 2 years, that's amazing.
So that's why when we were having the conversation about Ashley, when she was like, I've decided that I'm not having sex until he puts a ring on it, I was like, girl, high five. Yes. I feel it, because 2 years ago, I decided casual dating's not for me.
Me neither.
I prefer to wait.
Me too.
Until there's a really big rock.
Okay, well, we're going to have to take this. Forget the rock. I wait for whatever, but we're going to talk about this later. I love that. So on that note, every time I've liked a guy, because I'm not coming in quick with that, if I have told, at least when I was in Philadelphia, I would have girlfriends that I would say, hey, I'm going to this place, Del Frisco's, and I like this guy. I have had girlfriends come in, sleep with them, and then that's it.
They're not girlfriends.
Where are my pearls?
Yeah.
I feel like I need a classic set for this show. Like,
so these days, I believe that this girl code has definitely changed. So I was curious to see what y'all thought.
Shout out to my best friend, because we had a situation very similar where there was a guy that I liked for years. You know, all of my girlfriends knew it, and he slid into her DMs, and she nicely said like, no, thank you. Screenshotted the image and sent it to me like, boo, I just want you to know I had your back.
Nice.
Turned him down. You know, and I love her to death for that, because she didn't have to do it. And first of all, it's a direct message. She didn't have to tell me anything. She could have flown out and had a good time.
So she's your friend, though.
But she's my friend,
right.
And she, you know, held up girl code and, you know, didn't cross that line. But they don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
Really
like, I meet girls now and I'm like, I wouldn't take you anywhere.
That's
being
wrong.
honest, like, I just wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't hang out with those people, though. It's not right to treat people that way, and to deliberately. I also feel like a lot of women have this issue with, I don't know, just confidence, and if they feel like they're being, I don't know, like...
Yeah, they get attention?
Yeah,
right.
Then they just go for it, and then they don't think about the consequences or what other women feel.
I want to add a quick point to this, too, because I don't know if I was the only person that picked this up. Was it just me, or did you feel like Astrid's confidence level was a little low in her flirtation delivery?
Yeah, I definitely think she was nervous. Because what I felt like
what happened was she was nervous, Hencha seen it, and Hencha rose to the occasion.
Ooh.
Okay. What I seen.
So I was about to say this, right? As much as I also agree, I don't think that's a play you do. If someone says, I like someone and come in, another part of me is partial team Hencha. Because like you girls mentioned earlier, you see Astrid kind of go under the radar a little bit, and Hencha was like, okay, time to shine. If chemistry comes up that way and two people are engaging more so than another, then so be it.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, go ahead.
I think AJ felt it.
Yeah.
And he felt her lower her confidence, and then Hencha's like, hey. And he's like, oh, I like that. And he was flirting with her.
Totally.
I think what made me sad was because I wanted to like reach out and give like Astrid a hug in that moment, because I felt like if you already had shaky confidence in that moment when you were trying to flirt, and another girl who I'm sure you think is also as beautiful as you are, you know, kind of comes in and flirts with the guy that you're interested in, and he begins to flirt back, I only see her confidence diminishing from there. And that's the thing that makes me angry about when girls do that and they break girl code, because I feel like the only person you're hurting is that girl's confidence, and I just don't feel like stuff like that is
and cool. Girl versus girl, and having women on women, because there's not enough of that support in general. Very interesting dynamic. Switching a little bit of a lesser to, right, less serious, on social media, AJ Ramos follows Astrid. Astrid won't follow back until she meets. You guys have any codes on the social media following and not following?
We have a code.
Absolutely.
What is it, ladies?
But it's not meeting in person.
What is it?
What is it?
I mean, I feel like there has to be some kind of like, dialogue first. Like, you're still stranger danger to me. Like, just because I can Google you doesn't mean we're friends. So there may need to be a comment here or a like here, and then I'll follow.
Oh.
And yourself?
I'm not. I don't care how many pictures you like. I'm not gonna follow you. I follow my friends. I follow coworkers and people that I like, and I don't know if I like you yet. And I don't care if you're a cute guy. It doesn't really matter to me. There's so many of you. It doesn't matter.
I disagree.
Love it. So you wait till you're committed and then you follow.
Or no, not committed. I mean, let's say there's a cute guy or whatever, and I meet him eventually, then follow back. Like, and we could be friends or whatever, and that's fine.
But I will say this. If we make it to the point like where we're actually engaging and I can see myself like actually dating you, I will actually do the opposite and I won't follow you. Or if I do follow you, I will unfollow you. Just because.
After you start talking to him and dating him?
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Wait,
that makes sense.
Here's my thing. Girls are crazy. And a lot of times you can read into situations that your boo or potential bae hasn't even read into, but your female instinct is like, why is she all up in your comments? Why has she liked 101 of your pictures?
Oh, wow.
For me, I'm like, I don't even want to see it because I don't ever want social media to be a topic of discussion in our relationship.
I agree,
That's what you're going to tell us all, but we all know that's because you crazy, bitch. You crazy.
Certifiable.
No, just kidding. Crazy's a good thing, though. Crazy's a good thing.
I am. I own it.
Me too. Nothing. None of that. Nothing. I will look. I will follow or like, or when I'm committed, I do it. That's why I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's the same. But I will follow back. I'll friend after they friend if I want. But I will stay friends. I will stay following. If I see other girls, I don't comment. I don't care. I bring it. Keep talking, honey, because he's thinking of me type thing. And then if we break up, I'm still following. I'm still there because I know he's watching me and he's sweating it. And I love that. I love it. And I have self-control not to look.
I look at men like I look at donuts. Ooh. If I know that I'm not currently supposed to have donuts, I don't want to see the donuts. Oh. So if I'm not having you, I don't want to see you
avoidance goals.
On my
timeline. Got it.
I don't even care because I don't even look at Instagram timelines, and the only timeline I look at is Facebook, and I only care about people
on yours,
on mine.
Yes, I do that.
And then with it, Instagram, it's not. I don't really look at.
Well, clearly they care. We see at the bar, right? When they go to their girl trip on the Bahamas, they fly to the Bahamas. They're sitting at the bar in the pool. And she brings it up. Clearly, I'm not going to bring you anymore if we're going out to a game to meet someone that I like.
100% agreeable.
Yes.
I'm not taking you nowhere else if you don't know how to act.
No way.
And that's not just about the guys. It's if you're a girlfriend who can't control her liquor. If you're a girl who doesn't know how to behave in public arenas. And you have some friends like, thank you. You have people like that. You know where to take them.
Absolutely. Darnell took up for her 100%, being like, can you see why she's thinking this? I would not take it all. I was surprised. Claudia did call this out. This is exactly what she said to Ashley. These are girls you party with. These aren't girls that you take around your dudes. Now we see why.
I agreed with Claudia when she said that, but I don't think that applies to all of the girls. And I think Claudia reiterated it in this episode after their argument, like I told you, like these type of girls. And I think that was over generalization.
Hencha took up for her when they got in the spout on the beach. She was like, hey, deep breaths, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
maybe she felt bad.
Yeah, Metisha's very quiet this episode.
I was going to say that Metisha, I don't feel like dropped a line this entire episode.
Only that straight face.
That's it. The whole time I was like...
She just watched in the corner.
What is happening?
Except when they were going fishing. I loved it. They said gone fishing this time, and we used that last time as far as her fishing for compliments. So they were gone fishing at the Marlin. She was talking then. Why are they so shy? She's the one that got them over there. So clearly we see her talk a lot, but I don't think she likes girl drama. I think it makes her feel really nervous. Yeah. And we see her authenticity come out where she steps out. Mm-hmm. She does not get involved. Mm-hmm. Vanessa, kind of the same. Now I'm curious what you guys think about this.
Nope.
Vanessa showed the pictures to Ashley and Darnell. Let's start there. Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know. I don't know her. No, I mean, I feel like sometimes out of boredom.
Really?
No, what I want to talk about is
We're right now we're talking about
it is, but listen,
girls like to talk about each other in boredom.
It wasn't just about the pictures. What I didn't like
Are you about the bathroom scene?
About the bathroom.
I'm about to go there.
Opposite.
Domonique, are we in a marathon, girl?
Yes,
I'm about
we
to go there. I'm
are.
about to go there.
Take me
The
there.
pictures came out. She showed them. She did say, I feel like Claudia is getting attacked. I do think that, at least from what we saw in the editing, Darnell, girl, I know you just came on, so just take it from the editing. In the editing, it looked like it. Clearly, we can see from this interview that it didn't come out of the blue. She goes to the bathroom to then defend. We'll check on y'all for real, for real. What's going on there? What is going on there?
I felt that she was being genuine, and she really wanted to check on Claudia because she felt bad.
I seen somebody trying to save their ass. Like, I was called out, and I need to go figure out if you're mad at me, or because I felt like if you guys read the caption on the TV as Vanessa's in there, and she was like, yeah, I don't get them either.
She said, I agree. Yeah, she said, I agree. They said that girls hate me or something, and she said, I agree.
And I was just like, but you're the reason why this all came up in the first place, and you're not owning your part in this whatsoever. Like, I just was really perplexed by how she handled that situation. Mind you, I don't know if she had a conversation with Ashley after and was trying to play peacemaker. I don't know what else she said in the bathroom, but that one line alone, I'm now looking at Vanessa as like, you seem like a little bit of a shady character.
To me, the hiding of the true self is happening more so with Vanessa than it is with Claudia. That is a painted picture when we're having reality shows and we're seeing a lot of scenes. We see a lot of Claudia. We don't see a lot of Vanessa. I'm not thinking that's because her dude, Mike, is somewhere else and they're not filming her, because we see the women getting filmed without their dudes all the time.
Right.
I'm not sure. Love Vanessa 100%. Again, she picked the place. She does all that. I just love how self-successful she is.
Love it.
Here, though, totally bricks up. They're talking about bricks. To me, she's got the bricks. We're not seeing her true self.
Right. And I don't know if that's because maybe Vanessa had a relationship with some of the other girls prior to the show, so they feel like they know her enough to not feel like they don't really get her authentic self. So maybe that's what it is, because if we were just viewing the show, I would think the same thing, like, why aren't they just as mad as Vanessa? But I think a little bit more to what Ashley and then Darnell tried to articulate at dinner to Astrid about Claudia was just more so like, you make it seem like you're way up here and that life is just up here, but we know that as women we go through a lot of stuff and you're seeming as if you're superhuman, and we just want to see you on a authentic level. And I think that maybe Vanessa has shown them a different side. I know that from promo for this next coming
episode,
up
we get to see
it
some
seems
raw.
like we're gonna see a lot of Vanessa.
Yeah, I love it. We get to see some raw
I'm
stuff.
interested to see like if her character kind of develops. I think like this episode we see more of Astrid, which was really amazing, her family dynamic. So maybe she just has the end of the series.
Yeah, right. Each episode is a little bit of a close-up on everybody. Speaking of those next episodes, let's get into predictions.
Is it time already?
Is it time for predictions?
Yes, it is. Predictions.
I was waiting for my light.
Yeah.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Ladies to my left, Jennifer. Let's start with you, Jennifer.
Oh, girl fights. It's about to be a girl fight. I did see some of it, and some of the clips for next week, and it's just, I think that it's gonna get really real, but then they're gonna solve it, and then something else will come up, obviously. But then they leave the Bahamas, and I feel like they should get along at the end, because they didn't show that. I just feel her. I feel her like no, but they really fight, and then they stay nice, and then the following episode, then it'll be another blow up. So that's my prediction.
Got it.
Are we predicting a blow up every episode?
No, I said next
Everybody
episode,
has-
and then it'll be nice.
Everybody has their own prediction.
No. I was that was a legit question. I'm asking, like,
No.
was that the prediction? Like, they're
No.
gonna like.
No, it wasn't.
What's your prediction, Dominique?
You guys did. I'll go last. I don't know.
Really? Okay. My
Yeah, you guys have like
prediction.
totally got me off my game
Oh, wow. Somebody write the date down. Domonique off her game. Never happens.
Stamp it.
Hello. My prediction is I believe that we are going to see the singles stay single the whole season. I do not think we're going to have more commitments for Hencha, Metisha, and Astrid.
Really?
I do.
I want to go a step further.
Ooh, taking me further, baby.
I think we will see, like I said, episode 1, we will see an engagement and we will see one of the singles become a couple.
Ooh, we should put some money on that.
I know.
Maybe a trip to Miami to see the WAGS.
Ooh, I'll be on there.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on AfterBuzz TV. Make sure to follow us at AfterBuzz TV. You are watching episode 3 Girl Code of WAGS Miami. Stay tuned as always. Watch us after. Comment, like. We'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.